In this lecture, let's create a C# file with Unity. This process is pretty straightforward. In the project window, navigate to the examples folder. To keep our project organized, we'll be working from within this directory. Right-click in the window. Under the Create menu, select C# script. By default, the file's name will be called New Behavior Script. Let's rename this file to Robots. Typically, C# files must have the CS extension. However, Unity will automatically add this extension on your behalf. You do not need to include it. We can open this file by double-clicking on it. Unity should open Visual Studio Code with our file. Initially, Unity will provide us with boilerplate code. We can safely empty the file. Throughout this section, we will create this file from scratch. This is one way of creating a file. An alternative solution is to create the file from Visual Studio Code. However, there are some problems with this approach. Let's give it a try to learn about potential issues. From within the Assets/Examples directory, right-click the folder to create a new file. The name of our file will be called anotherexample.cs. Take notice of the file name. File names should not have spaces. In addition, words should always be capitalized. It's common practice to follow this naming convention for files. We'll be adopting this practice for our game. So, there are 3 things to be aware of. Firstly, we must add the CS extension for the file. Without Unity, we must always remember to add the extension. Otherwise, our C# script will not be recognized. Secondly, the file is completely empty. Previously, to help us get started, Unity scaffolded code. By creating the file manually, we must write the code ourselves. Lastly, the file will not be recognized by Unity. Unity keeps track of our files. However, if a file is created outside of Unity, it will not be registered with our game. Luckily, we can force registration by switching to the Unity editor. Let's quickly switch over. As we do so, a new window will appear. For a brief moment, Unity will scan our project for new files. If it detects a new file, it'll attempt to register it. Normally, this process should go smoothly. Registering our file is an important step. If a file is not officially registered with a project, you may experience issues. Not all features will function properly. I always recommend switching to Unity after creating a file in Visual Studio Code. Alternatively, you can create your scripts from within Unity. By doing so, you should encounter fewer issues. In the following lecture, let's start writing code.